Here's Rupinder now from the law firm Pinder Reaux and Associates. They specialise in social media cases. Hi, Rupinder.
Hi.
What's the law here about this? If a picture is taken of you, whether you've got your clothes on or not, who owns it?
Well, if it's taken professionally for commercial purposes, then the photographer. Now, the law is a little bit blurred when it comes to taking it in your personal capacity for your personal purposes. Now, you could say that the person who's taken the photograph has ownership. But what we've seen in recent cases is that there is a trend now towards the right to privacy. So cases are now being determined on one's right to privacy, which is becoming overwhelmingly the decisive factor in cases rather than who owns the photograph. So where you had a case last week in Germany on revenge porn, this lady actually took a preemptive measure. She managed to get an injunction against her ex-partner, forcing him to destroy the images that he held just in case. He was going to post them online.
So the sort of ownership of the image may not be where the legal argument is on this.
That's right.
You could very easily argue if you took the photo, you own the thing, and if then it depends on exactly the circumstances in which the image was produced in the first place.
That's right. Yeah.
But the legal right to privacy, reflecting, I think, what most of people would feel, which is that you have some level of right over a picture of you, especially a picture of you of this sort.
Well, when you're in that relationship, you have an expectation of privacy. Now, when that relationship is broken down, that is no longer there. So, you need to be able to enforce that and say, well, hold on, okay, you had those pictures at that time, that was fine. But if we're no longer in a relationship, you've got to get rid of those pictures now. That's the way the court is thinking. So it's coming along the line of, I guess, moral expectation now.
I suppose it would be unusual for all sorts of reasons, financial, but also just because you wouldn't want to go through this kind of process to talk about this kind of thing. It would be unusual to go down a legal route to address this. What would be worse than having your pictures put on Facebook, having to talk about it to a judge?
Exactly. I mean, it is very difficult. And it's quite surprising that this lady took a preemptive step, because everything so far has been retrospective, where someone has put something online. We do have legislation in place here, protection from harassment. Listening to Holly's case, what she was talking about, it's absolutely atrocious, but we have protection from harassment here. So everything she's saying was clear harassment, going from Facebook, going to pornographic sites, going to revenge porn sites. That would be enough here to force a judge's hand to make an order.
If you take the X out of the whole thing, do you have any legal rights over websites that are publishing these pictures of you?
Yes, you can say they're of you and that you have copyright of those pictures, but they may come, that's not a fix-all solution, because they may come down momentarily and then be put up again on another site. So
that's the danger. Once they're out there, they're out there.
Yeah.
Even someone was just saying to me, even on something like Snapchat, the whole purpose of which is that an image is there and then it's gone, and unless you're clever with screen grabs and stuff, the image is ephemeral. Actually, the image still exists somewhere, doesn't it? It's still on a server somewhere.
Somewhere. Yeah.
And therefore it can be accessed by someone. It just can.
Yes, it can, and that's the nature of the internet. It's so vast. It's very, very difficult to pinpoint, unless you can stop a person from doing something, an actual item like a photograph which is stored somewhere and somebody may be able to get access to it. It could repeatedly appear time and time again. So it's very, very difficult to cast the net so wide and prevent that picture from appearing anywhere.
Very interesting to talk to you about it, Rupinder. Thank you so much. That's Rupinder Bains, who's a lawyer specialising in this kind of thing.